Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, on the advice of WRT Gunner, I have decided to visit the multiplayer 101 and try my hand at it. After trying out some front-wheel drive cars in my other videos, I have decided to change to a 4x4 Audi S3. Now, in order to take part in the C-Class, it has to be detuned to 299 brake horsepower, but I think that's still plenty. Let's see how I got on. The first track that we went to was Brands Hatch, which I'm rather familiar with. It's a nice flowing track. So here we are at the start line. I got a nice start, but the guy in the Mini Cooper followed very well. Now, I had no practice with this car before taking it to the track, so obviously mistakes were going to be made. Here I went in a little bit too slow, although I managed, and too quick on the exit. Started to do a bit of landscaping. This gave the guy in the Mini a chance to overtake me and take the lead. Now, we've been at it like that for a few corners, but he really put down and took away from here. Now, from here, not much has happened. So nothing really has happened for the rest of the race. I was trying to catch him. He kept getting away further and further. I kept making mistakes. Overall, I enjoyed this run. And I was kind of happy enough with getting a second place until this happened. We finished the second lap, we're on to the third lap. I took a completely wrong turn here. He's way ahead of me. I have no chance of catching him. And I keep going, thinking, okay, if I don't make any mistakes, I'll get a solid second place. And then this happens. He decides to pit. He goes in for a pit, and I think this was a big mistake. I don't think he realized how long the pit lane actually is in Brands Hatch, because as you can see, I'm just after overtaking him and getting the first place, and he's after falling down to third. So the next race takes us to Watkins Glen, short circuit, the alternative version. Again, I'm in the same Audi, and I have to say it's great for taking off. It goes like crazy. This four-wheel drive really does give it a lot of oomph from the word go. I take the first corner fairly okay, but I have I think it's 2017 or 2018 Honda Civic on my tail. I get through the quick corners fairly okay, kind of keeping a decent line, but I can see him closing up on me, and I think I am lacking in either top speed or acceleration, because he is able to overtake me fairly easily and stay in front, especially on this straight. Now, I have been trying my best to catch him in every corner possible. As you can see, I'm trying to hold a proper racing line and go as quick as I can. Now, I have to say that I feel a renewed ability to drive, if I can say that. I actually found out that there's another setting in the controller settings that you can adjust, which I think helped me tremendously. It's about zeroing your dead zones. If you haven't heard what it is before, I highly recommend watching a video by Super GT on that subject. As you can see, he made a mistake here. I managed to pick up some ground, but again, even though I'll maybe get through the corners better than he is going to pull away on the straight. So I'm still in the game. I'm still trying to fight for the win, trying to catch him, hoping that he's going to make a mistake somehow, maybe go off, and I'll try to and find some shortcut. So the race isn't over yet. Now we're coming into this sharp right-hander, this long right-hander. I'm keeping a decent speed, but so is he. He gets out very well. I not so much. Well, get out, and I'm too far away from him to slipstream him. I think I'm 1.3 seconds behind, so that's a little bit out of the slipstream. So don't think I'll be using his slipstream anytime soon. But going back to the zeroing of your sticks, what I found out was that every controller has a setting that has something like a dead zone. So when I checked my settings were I try to gain a bit of speed here, and and actually managed to gain a bit of speed. Get through the corner quicker than him, despite obviously going out of the circuit boundaries. But let's forget about that for a moment. So those dead zones were set at 20% in my case. So that means anytime I turned the controller, the first 20% of the movement didn't make any change to where the car was going. So that felt very odd, because I was turning the car. Well, I thought I was turning the car, but in reality I wasn't. So I had to overcompensate for that and make the car turn more by doing that. I'll leave a link in the description to a video that Super GP made about it. He explains it much better than I'll probably ever will be able to, and I hope it helps any of you that are struggling with steering in this game. I tried my really best to catch up to him in this race, but he was just too strong, too much power in the Honda, and he gets the first place, I get the second. Hey, still happy with the result. Didn't make any massive mistakes, so happy out with that. Now the next race is the short version of the Hockenheim ring. I really like this track. It's very fun to drive. So we get the green light and off we go. And this guy, what is he driving? He just went out like mad. He just went and disappeared. Look, he's burning rubber at almost every corner. I fell down to third, and I'm starting to fight. And there's the green Civic sticking his head out again. I'm starting to fight for the third with this guy. Now I cut the grass there a little bit. I got a good few offers for landscaping. He makes a mistake, I capitalize on it, overtake him. Now I go in a bit too deep and I use the green area, which I shouldn't have. But nevertheless, I'm still got the second place. I slow, go out a bit wide, cut back, cut through this corner. Try and do everything in my power to stay ahead. Use a bit too much grass over here. Go way too wide on the last right-hander, and we get out onto the back straight again. Now this is only a 2-lap race, so I take a few cones with me, because sure, why not? Those guys go even wider than I have tried, and they gain a lot of ground on me. So in this corner I lose the second place again to the same guy, and I'm hoping and praying that he's gonna make the same mistake in the corner that he made previously. And does he, or do I? He gets a good line, I get a decent line as well. I cut to the right, he keeps a better line, I get a little bit better exit. So we're kind of neck and neck. Thank God that this is a ghosting scenario, because this would have been carnage otherwise. I go way too wide. I'm trying to do everything in my power to regain that second position. Going in way too deep, cutting too deep. He goes around the outside and he picks up, go way more speed. I make a massive mistake, massive blunder at the end, and he takes the second, I take the third. So overall, I have really enjoyed my racing in the multiplayer 101, and I will surely be back for more because it's been great fun. The ghosting scenario is great, and I hope to have a lot more exciting races with everyone in the future. So stay with me, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.